Title of the video done. Late madness costs us. Do you know what? In many ways, I'm more frustrated after that than I was after Plymouth, because I felt, although I thought we got level late on at Plymouth, I still felt Plymouth overall, in the context of the entire game, deserved to win the game. Did I think Watford deserved to win? Not particularly. I felt Sunderland, although we weren't scintillating second half, I did think we did enough to get a point out of the game at least. But the annoying thing is, it's that I don't want to call Dan Neil out too much, because I really do like Dan Neil, but he's got to be doing better in that moment. And I don't. And this isn't. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. But I do not want to keep on hearing lack of experience every single time we lose a game, because Dan Neil has now played regular football for Sunderland's first team since 2021-22. Now, yes, there was obviously times when he was out through injury or burnout or whatever. This is his fourth season technically within the first team squad and having a regular role within the first team. I don't want to hear that it's a lack of experience that's cost us there from Daniel, because that's just, in my own personal opinion, that is utter nonsense. Dan Neil has been playing regularly enough to not give away a silly penalty like that, and I didn't think there was any complaints about it being a penalty, if I'm personally honest. I will say this, mind. I mean, I need to watch it back, but there were suggestions that Ryan Porteous should have been sent off for Watford. Obviously, look, we got lucky a little bit with Trey Hume last week, but I did say that that's karma for Middlesbrough at home last season. But there you go, look. So to some degree, we should be allowed to point out if we feel the Porteous went through Job and should have been sent off. But at the end of the day, the penalty was our own doing. It was our own fault, and it's just so stupid. And the only thing is, if I was to assess the first half, I think when Watford scored, it was just about deserved, because I think that Watford were forcing more of the ascendancy onto us. And I will say this, mind, the defending for that first goal was absolutely appalling. And I think that's 3 away games now where we haven't kept a clean sheet. So in general, defensively, I'm not going to criticise us too much, because more often than not we have been good, but that's something that needs to be sorted out. And another thing that needs to be sorted out, the last 2 away games we've conceded winners late on. So, we need to get into the habit of if we're not winning a game, it doesn't automatically have to be a defeat. We need to make sure that we can at least get a point if we're not going to win a game, because that will not be a bad habit to get into if we want to be at least in the top 6. But to be fair I will say this for Watford, mind. When we lost the ball, I thought Watford looked very dangerous on the break. They've got their final third decision making wasn't great, but they had some lightning fast players and some quick pace on the counter. I thought Sunderland played better second half, and the one good thing that comes from today is that at least Wilson-Isidore has got his first goal, and that's another assist for Patrick Roberts as well. Patrick Roberts in general wasn't at his best today for me, but he's having a really good start of the season in terms of numbers so far, and that was one of the major things we criticised about Roberts last season, which is that his numbers were really poor for a player of his ability. And I know you can say, well, that's why he's in the Championship and not the Premier League, but I think that even for his ability in the Championship, we'd like to have hoped for a little bit more in terms of numbers. But either way, it was good to him. I think he's got 3 assists and a goal now. So from Roberts' point of view, that's really good. Look, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed. I'm not going to slate Dan Neil too much, as I said, because I'm a big fan of Dan Neil. But even I have to admit, at the start of this season, he has not been as good as what I hoped he would be, and what we have come to expect from him, because I think he'll have high standards as well. But as I said, no, Wilson-Isidore getting his first goal for confidence is good, and it's also good for when Connelly comes into the squad, that he's not just going to walk straight in. He has to go out and earn it. I'll quickly touch on the Connelly signing before I wrap up. I think with Connelly, he's someone who has had a tendency to apparently like the nightlife a bit too much, when hopefully we're going to get that out of him and actually get him to be better. But if he does terrible, if he does poor, then we don't extend his contract, and if he does well, we extend it, as far as I'm concerned. So it's a low risk potential, high reward signing, as Roker Report put last night. But as I said, no, good from Patrick Roberts and good from Wilson-Isidore. So I'm trying to get a way to get me on from not aching. But no, I think we need to get into the habit of not losing away games if we're not going to win them. But that's pretty obvious. But yeah, I thought our performance today merited a point. Whether we deserve to win or not, that's up to you, I suppose. But for me personally, I think a draw at least I thought Sunderland did merit. But, Watford's not going to complain about that, are they? And they'll enjoy the win, and rightly so. Never seem to be able to win at Watford for some reason, which is annoying. But anyway, look, I'll love you and leave you there. We need to bounce back on Tuesday and hopefully beat Derby. We've got 2 home games against Derby and Leeds coming up. This is where I think we're going to be put to the test when this is the first midweek games of the season, the first week where the schedule's pretty cramped in the season. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, as you guys know, trying to get 6k subs. So if you're not a regular subscriber and you think I've earned a sub from you and you're watching the video, like, sub, and like, comment, subscribe. That made no sense. But yeah. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. The good thing is we've got a game in a few days. Hopefully we can bounce back properly and get a victory against Derby. Not a straightforward game, but hopefully we can get 3 points there. Anyway, take care, you guys. Love it. And the least good one thing is at least we're still second as far as I'm aware of. So just annoying and missed an opportunity to go top again. There you go. Take care, you guys. Love you lots. And yeah, see you all on Tuesday.